big variety of merchandise in publishing
Yeah.
and just work hard. I mean, if you don't write songs, you're not going to make anything. So it's everything. You got to write, rehearse, record, and tour, and just keep doing that cycle over and over and over again, and until you start climbing up that ladder and building your fan base and doing it. It's a lot of work, but that's what I've been focusing on.
Yeah. So
It's definitely a leap of faith, I would say. It's like if you are down,
mhm.
you gotta kind of be all in.
Yeah.
You gotta be ready to jump in a van with your buddies and be uncomfortable for, it's not, you're gonna be living out of your suitcase for a while, but it's
Yeah.
basically just getting in a van and going, hitting the road and booking your stuff and doing it. You just gotta dive in, so to speak.
Yeah. So has there ever been maybe, you don't have to mention any names or anything, but has there ever been a situation where maybe, I don't know, you've been on the road and maybe like a fellow comrade just kind of just threw their arms up one day? It was like, I'm honestly tired
Oh,
of
I quit.
like
Oh man,
I'm
I'm done. I quit. I'm out. It happens all the time. It's like people
yeah,
touring's really tough. It's like, you know, in breakdowns, you break down in the middle of nowhere. There's all kinds of trials and tribulations that come along with touring, but it usually works itself out in the end. If,
yeah. I think also something that's popular amongst people that go on tour, at least from what I've been told from friends that I have, is something that's really kind of like a common thing is like, oh, what are you doing when you get back home? I'm definitely not chilling. I'm searching for a job as soon as I get back. Like,
right.
in terms of present day, obviously not with the coronavirus in context, but more just kind of your experience throughout the years. What's like the biggest challenge you found, like having like your regular life when you got back, making sure things were stable, and then being able to take those weeks or months or whatever it was to be able to go on tour and push the music and come back.
I had a very fortunate situation with my job out in Lake Hughes for almost, I think, about 17, 18 years now. I work for a place called Canyon Creek summer camp.
Okay.
We were a kids camp, and I worked there and I basically would just use my vacay time or take leaves to tour, and they were so cool enough to be able to let me do that. Like a lot of places wouldn't have that, of course. So my personal situation, I was very blessed to be able to come home and work. As soon as I get home I would literally get off tour and go to work the next day. It was really like, the past few years, I really didn't have any kind of vacation time, really. I would work a 40-hour job and go on tour
Yeah.
and come back. And that was,
Yeah. And that was
so yeah, it's definitely important I would say, to keep some kind of day job if you can, to have something to come back to. Because you're right, it's not easy out there on the road.
Mhm.
But you got it, as long as you're prepared, like I mentioned before, your merchandise is crucial on the road. Have a product, have your releases pressed and ready to go. Do your best to get your guarantees and do all your promotion right and all that stuff. And eventually it becomes a snowball effect. You kind of, your fan base gets bigger and bigger, with each tour, following up the tours you did last time, coming back,
Mhm.
and then, you'll see your attendance gets a little bigger each time you come back to those cities. But it's a lot of touring. Like 2019 for me, I toured Europe with the Aggrolites. I toured Japan with the Aggrolites, US and Canada with the Rise Roots, and just all the local stuff with the other bands. So it's a lot between all the bands I play in. I'd spent a lot of time on the road. I'd say last year I probably did close to, if not more, 200 shows.
Damn.
On the year, if not more.
That's a lot of.
It's a lot of gigs.
Yeah, that's a lot of wire and cable and wrapping and amps.
Oh yeah.
Playing guitar every night, getting off and getting
Right.
every,
Different city every night. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so you mentioned one thing it's actually pretty important. I think is merchandise is crucial.
It's so crucial for your shows. That's how you really make. Make extra money. Aside from your guarantees you get, and you get your product out there. You get people buy your CDs or your records or your shirts and stuff, and then that's pretty much it's like a walking billboard for you, really. If people rock your gear, it's great. So
Yeah.
merch is really important.
It seems like you've never, quote unquote, like compromised, your style or your genre of any sort. It seems like you've been pretty on point with not compromising your stylistic, passions. Many people see the whole like merchandise marketing thing like, okay, I don't want to compromise because then I'm just exploiting myself. Then again, there's also, like the professional reality that you hear at, again, a lot of, music business conferences where they're like, well, if you're unexploitable, labels will not want you. So I guess in your opinion, what would you say to somebody that is in their mind believes they think they have great songs, but is just afraid to take that whole like, oh, like you're saying, I really got to get together a whole business look for my merch. You're saying I really got to get a whole business look for myself. Like,
I would say nobody's really going to do anything for you. I mean, I would say you got to really like take the bull by the horns and make yourself a brand, brand yourself. I'd say Arise Roots and the Aggrolites, the two bands I play in, have been really good at that. They would just take our name and our logo and just slap it across everything. We'd have stickers, lighters, shot glasses. The Aggrolites, we had tons of stuff, scarves, you name it, just anything, also the clothes for the girls, stuff for them. Some of these designs are definitely not for me. I'm not designing the little pink tank top or whatever that we sell at the show for the girls, but you got to have some of that stuff for everybody. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, some of the stuff that's on our merch table isn't my thing, but variety is important. You got to have you got to have a little something for everybody.
Yeah. You've obviously been, developing like, obviously, okay, this is the type of stuff of the type of people that go to our shows. This is what they like, this is kind of our window.
Yeah, I mean, well, we usually roll with a merch guy. We have a merch guy or a girl, so I kind of let them do their thing, and they're the ones who really know what's selling and what's not. So we kind of get their input on that.
Yeah.
But there's a whole crew of guys out there who are behind the scenes who do that. Between tour managers and merch guys, and they're a huge part of the show. They really make a lot happen behind the scenes. A lot of them are doing a lot of the driving in the vans, booking the hotels, all that stuff. So it's nice to it's also important to have a good crew. You got to have somebody at your table, because you can't just really show up with your stuff and leave it on the table and do your show and leave it unattended. So yeah, it's definitely nice to have a couple roadies with you to take care of all that stuff. Yeah. We're usually pretty good about that. We usually have about 2 people on crew, one or two.
Okay. You play guitar in Arise Roots,
I play guitar in Arise Roots. Yeah.
Okay. And
I play a little piano second keys with the Expanders.
Okay.
Mostly piano. So.
And with Arise Roots, were you in Arise Roots like from the start, like when you guys dropped the 2010?
No, I'm not original Arise Roots. I came in Arise Roots in 2013, just when they were putting out a record called Love and War.
Mm-hmm.
So I came in before that album dropped out, and I toured like crazy with them doing that album.
But you're on you're on the Crisis 7-inch and obviously like the new single.
I'm on all everything after that album I'm on.
Okay.
I sing backup vocals too, so I'm on most of the harmonies and stuff on that. We have a brand new album coming out June 19th.
Okay.
For our Rise Roots. It's called Pathways. It's coming out on Ineffable Records.
Okay.
And we're super excited about it. It's gonna be a really, really great album. We have tons of features on it. We have some of our featured artists. We have Eric Rahmani from Revolution,
yep.
Kyle from Slightly Stupid. They're on a track together.
Okay.
We have some other Jamaican artists. We have Luton Faya and Turbulence on a track. Natalie Rise on a track.
Oh shit.
And Zebby from Tribal Seeds is on drums for a lot of the records. So it's been, it's going to be a really good record. We're really looking forward to it. It's been a long time waiting.
Yeah.
We put out quite a few singles off it already. Yeah. June 19th, it drops on digitally, and we're in the process of getting the vinyl together. It's looking like it's going to be a double LP at this point.
Okay.
It's a lot of songs. I think it's about 14 songs or so. So we're really excited about that. It's going to be a huge release for Rise Roots.
Yeah, this is also kind of the time to actually kind of consume music that big. A double LP actually sounds perfect, especially for somebody that's Right. I mean, nobody's going to shows right now, so we figured now's the time to
now's the time to drop this thing.
Yeah.
And Ineffable Records has been great. They cut us a really great deal. So working with them has been amazing.
You guys were announced for Cali Roots, right?
We were. I'm so bummed about that. We were booked on the bowl stage, the big main stage this year, and it got canceled.
Yeah.
So we're super bummed about that, you know. But we're definitely coming back, you know, whenever it comes back. I want to say they're trying to shoot for October or something to bring it back. I'd have to follow up with you on the date, but hopefully that goes down. And we did a little live stream, or we did a little acoustic video out of my studio here for the Cali Roots. They kind of did like a little.
Yeah, last weekend, right?
Right. Yeah, they put together a bunch of the artists got together who were supposed to be on the bill and did some quarantine sessions, if you will.
Yeah. Because I watched Groundation's Cali Roots set, and then
Groundation's great. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think Roots of Creation also had a set, right, as well.
Yeah, very cool.
I think I was what was it that I was watching? It was a Rise of Roots, and it was like a live session you guys did together.
Right. It was the acoustic one, the acoustic guitars.
Yeah. Was that the stuff from the Loving War, or was that from the Crisis?
I can't remember what songs we did right now. I think the Crisis thing is just a single. That's just one tune.
Okay.
We did a vinyl release for that, a single.
Yeah.
But I think we did one song off Love and War, called Fear Factory.
Okay, there you go.
And I think we chose that because of the times, you know, it's kind of there's a lot of fear going on in the thing, so it seemed like an appropriate one to do.
Yeah.
And then we did Roots Man Town, which was a single that was featuring Capleton from Jamaica.
Yeah.
On their record, and then we did a new one of ours off the new album called Selecta. And that one's kind of like a tribute to all the DJs and sound systems that we know. We did the video for that at the Dub Club, the Echoplex in LA. There was a cool video out on that called Selecta, and so those are the 3 songs we did for the acoustic session.
Yeah, so you know, right now, obviously, there's not really too much touring that can go on. Can we expect kind of like an Arise Roots live session dedicated to the album, or maybe something a little different?
We're talking about something. We're talking about some kind of album party, some kind of thing. I'm not quite sure yet what that's going to be, but we're definitely trying to figure out something special to do.
Yeah,
keep your eyes peeled for that. But we'll definitely be doing something for a release party.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people, you know, try to come up with different ways to indefinitely live stream shows. I mean, I was talking about this the other day. I'm just like, man, with all the music coming out, and you know, everyone having to cancel their tours, I assume it's probably a little not necessarily stressful. It's stressful, but it's probably just a little questionable of how to like roll out albums without the whole like traditional tour plan to follow it up, right?
Right. It's definitely challenging. I mean, everybody's jumping on the live thing right now, and I think it's just a testament to the times. You know, you kind of got to roll with these punches. You know, it's like figure out what to do. If we can't play live shows, we're gonna figure out how to get ourselves out there. Some of my friends have been really good at that. Roger from the Aggrolites in Devon, formerly of the Expanders, have been really great. They've been putting a podcast together too.
Okay.
If you want to check that out, it's called the Reggae Pod Clash.
Hey.
They're out there doing it. You know, they're out there getting on the cameras and pretty similar to what you're doing. You know, just doing interviews and stuff. They've been doing good. Acapella app. You know, everybody's kind of getting together on acapella and putting little videos together on that. So it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
Just all kinds of people jam together that normally wouldn't under any circumstances. You know. There's all kinds of videos out with like, you could see the Slackers and all kinds of people from all over the place doing songs together. It's really great. You know, so that's the cool thing. That's the cool thing about it. You know, people are finding another way to keep the music going. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, not only that, a lot of the like DJs have been having beat battles in like the hip hop world. And so just recently, I think who was it? It was Beanie Man and Bounty Killer. They had a battle as well, but in prison.
I missed that too. John Asher from the Expanders was telling me about it. He said
it was wild.
He said he missed it. I got to check that one up. I hope it's on YouTube.
Oh yeah. No, I'm sure there's more than a couple people that screen recorded that. But man, all the recaps that I watched, they just look like a lot of fun. I didn't watch the actual stream, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great scenario I mean, the DJs are really taking advantage of it. You know, everybody's got turntables or a DJ set up in their house. It's just going live now, and
Mm.
it's great, you know, as long as they don't get kicked off by playing too much
Yeah.
stuff. I think in